My name is Jackson Brennan, and I am the president of the class of 2017, and it's my pleasure to welcome you to tonight's ceremony. Please rise and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance and remain standing for the singing of the national anthem. Chorus members, please come forward at this time. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you.
Master Cap is the best.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight
it's my pleasure to call to the podium the Superintendent of SAU 19, Mr. Brian Balkin.
Good evening. It's my honor and privilege to welcome all of you to the 2017 graduation and this great group of kids in front of us. I'd like to start by recognizing our law enforcement folks who are here this evening, Chief Rob Brown, Captain Stekowitz, and men and women from the Goffstown Police Department. Thank you for being here. In Goffstown, we care about kids and we care about our families. I'd like to ask our graduates to please show your love, your recognition, and your support for all of your family that are here tonight, many who traveled a long way. Parenting is not easy. In addition to your parents and your relatives and friends, I'm standing in front of a collection of people that have helped you. They've pushed you in ways that you might not want to have been pushed. They've asked you to excel, to challenge yourselves, and I couldn't be more proud to ask you all to recognize this incredible faculty. Graduates, know this: you are loved, you are cared about, you will always have a home at Goffstown High School. Congratulations, we're proud of you. Make good choices tonight. Be safe. Congratulations.
Thank you, Mr. Balkin. And now it is my honor to call to the podium, third honors, Elizabeth Ronan.
Fellow graduates, friends, families, teachers, Principal McBride, good afternoon and thanks for coming. I'm sure you're all so glad to hear me talk again. I've had plenty of opportunities to talk in front of people. I've made speeches for Model Congress, I've acted in plays, and God knows all my classes hear my opinion enough. But I've never gotten a chance to speak in front of this entire class, which is good, because I say a lot. But there's one thing I've never gotten to say in front of all of you. This has been burning in my chest for 2 years, and I wouldn't have felt comfortable graduating had it been left unsaid. I did not eat a wasp sophomore year. I don't know who started that rumor, but it's cruel and unfair and totally ridiculous. Come on. Now that that's out of the way, like I said, I talk a lot. And people probably don't think of me as very self-conscious, but I'm probably the most self-conscious person I know. Ever since middle school, I felt like everyone else was born with a set of rules in their brain, how to act in social situations, and I'm missing it. I'm constantly screwing up and second-guessing myself. I don't remember a social interaction I've had that didn't end with me hating myself, at least a little bit, for getting something wrong. Maybe I shouldn't care so much what people think, but I do. I care what everyone thinks. Even if I don't like someone, I want them to like me. Or at least, respect and fear me. I can't let things go. I can't forget. I can't live with whatever happens. No matter what, there's always a small part of me, analyzing and doubting myself. Except once. First, little bit of background. I'll keep it short. Really short. Okay, so the French Revolution ends with not a republic, but yet another dictator. Nothing changed, not the class system, not the living conditions of the poor, and the voice of the people is still outshouted by that of a single man. Liberty, equality, fraternity, conveniently forgotten. In 1832, though, they try to change things. A man decides that the idea of a republic, the possibility of freedom for France, is more important to him than his own life, and led the people of Paris in an uprising. It fails, and nearly everyone dies. You might recognize this story. They wrote a musical about it, Les Miserables. I do theater at the Palace Theater as well as here at GHS, and I have desperately been waiting for them to do Les Mis since I was 10 years old. And finally they did, my senior year. So, picture this. I go to a 3-hour rehearsal where we're going to learn the music for Act 2 when the whole rebellion happens. There's a couple other girls there, but mostly boys, and not even boys that I know. Except one guy who happens to be missing is the one playing the rebel leader, Ross, aka my biggest hero since I was 10. AKA the person who is everything I'm not and have always wanted to be. Charismatic, focused, determined, noble, and self-sacrificing and brave, willing to put his own life aside for something he knew was bigger than he was. Someone that didn't turn everything into a joke. Someone who cared about what mattered and nothing else. At rehearsals, when someone's not there, the director sings their part. It's just easier because they know it better and it doesn't waste time. But no one knows Les Mis better than I do. And it was my senior year, and this mattered. And in that moment, I didn't care. So instead of letting the director do it, I sang his part, and I killed it. And there must have been something in my expression because the director didn't tell me to stop. And for 3 hours, I wasn't Izzy Cronin. I wasn't the person who's always joking around, the person who cares too much about things that mean so little. I was him. I was determined, I was unstoppable. I sang like someone with a cause. And when people looked at me like I was crazy or weird, I stared at them right back. And for once, they were the ones that looked away. The music in that room worked an incantation, transforming me into who I'd always wanted to be. Because when you're Ross, nothing matters except what actually matters. All it took for me to let my insecurities fall to the floor for 3 hours, like a worn-out coat that's grown too tight, was a rehearsal room and a few notes on a keyboard. Because those insecurities don't fit anymore. I've let them pile up on my shoulders. Instead of forgetting about the slightly awkward things I can say, that everyone can say, I lay them flat and apply the glue and iron them on me, each one a new patch on my jacket. I don't want that jacket anymore. I don't have to wear it anymore. We're going off to college next year, or doing whatever else starts the next stage in our lives. We don't have to be the person we've always thought we are. We don't have to be the person we've told ourselves we have to be. Because sometimes that's the only reason we keep being a certain way. We get this idea of ourselves based on what others think of us and what we think of ourselves. And like some kind of tulpa, it becomes real, as we play the shallow role we've been cast in, the one that doesn't reflect the complexity of who we really are. But it doesn't have to be that way. Our lives are not predestined. We are not predestined. There is no better time than now to kill the tulpa. Reject the role you've been handed. It's not you. You don't need it. Like Hamilton. We should all be like Alexander Hamilton. He knew he wasn't that scruffy bastard orphan with no prospects that everyone thought he was. He wanted to be a war hero, a scholar, someone people listened to because they knew he had something to say. So that's who he became. Whoever is to you what Ross is to me, a parent, a celebrity, or teacher, even just a better version of yourselves, I guarantee you're more like them than you think, and that you can be more like them than you possibly know. Because I didn't become someone else in that rehearsal room that day. I didn't transform. It wasn't the music, it wasn't the people, it wasn't the piano. It was me. It was something that broke free from inside me, something I didn't even know was there. Someone I had buried deep and trapped, who became so desperate to get out. But all it took was a few chords of my favorite musical. And I think she's still there. And I think I can find her again. I'm ready to let go of the person I've been during high school, this period of my life. But I'm not ready to let go of all the people I met. There are so many that I owe so much to. Mr. Lambert, I had no interest in biology until I took your class. You pushed me to learn more, question more, care more. Your class was one of the hardest I've ever taken, but I always felt like I was doing something that mattered. I'll never stop owing you for making me realize that I love biology, for shaping my college career and probably my life. But that pales in comparison, because you've always had faith in me. And you were always proud when I did well in class, but when you told me that I was going to change the world, you didn't say that because of any test. You said that because you saw something in me that had nothing to do with school. Other teachers' opinions of me rose and fell with my grade, but yours never did. McDermott, you're one of the best teachers I've ever had and the best director. I could never impress you. People would glance at my GPA and immediately respect it, but you never cared about any of that. And it was infuriating, because I respect you so much. But I needed that. To you, it was never the grade. It was the clarity and persuasion with which I expressed myself, the insights I had, the questions I asked. You told me to do something that mattered, to use my brain for more than memorizing lists of facts. Thanks to you, I don't worry as much that no one will think I'm smart if my grades aren't perfect. Because you taught me that, though plenty of people will base their opinion of my intelligence on my grades, the best people never will. And Mrs. Thomas, mental health-wise, this year wasn't my best. Things that used to be easy for me became monumental tasks, and I hated myself. Because why couldn't I just be like I was before? I was not in best form for your class, and I'm sorry. But even when I couldn't see past my anxiety and depression, you always could. You gave me second chance after second chance, and when I couldn't feel anything but numb, and took notes with a glaze in my eyes, you still saw me as someone worthwhile. I was ruthless and brutal towards myself in my own thoughts, but you showed me nothing but sympathy and understanding, and that made me feel like maybe I even deserved it. When I felt like a grade on Power School or an SAT score, the best teachers saw me as a person, and that's who I want to be. I want to be a person, not a number or a grade. But I don't want to be the person who is constantly focused on what others think of her. I don't want to be the person obsessed with outside quantifications of her own worth. I don't want to be the person who purposely makes herself into a joke because she's worried that's all she'll ever be. I want to be the person I was in that rehearsal room for 3 hours. And I can be. All of us can be. And that's my priority for college, not any number or ribbon. Because if there's anything I've learned, it's that nothing matters, except what actually matters. Thank you.
Thank you, Izzy. At this time, it's my pleasure to call to the podium the salutatorian, Jacob Borges.
Thank you, everyone. I'm truly humbled to be able to speak to you all tonight. It seems I was supposed to prepare some big message for you all and convey it to you in an eloquent speech that leaves you with some deeper meaning or understanding of life's big questions. The truth is, I spent hours trying to write such a speech, but always came up short. It took me a while, but eventually I figured out my problem. I was trying to write a speech to give you as if I'm some higher power with a divine message to share. As if I'm a student who, for some reason, understands life better than any of the rest of you, when that's just not the case. I am no different from the rest of you. I sit up here facing the same challenges, questions, and fears as many of you probably do. Therefore, rather than preach to you, I would just like to tell you a story about myself and how it has helped me understand my biggest problem at this point in my life. How to remember and cherish our shared past here while still excitedly embracing what is to come in our futures. So here goes. In 3rd grade, I got a Red Sox shirt at a shop in Algonquin, Maine, and man, did I love this shirt. It was red and blue tie-dyed with pure white lettering. My mom bought it for me and had gotten matching ones for my brother and dad. Now, my brother and I were pretty active and adventurous kids, and I loved this shirt more than anything, so you can imagine the wear and tear it began to see over the years. The sleeves started to become frayed and worn. Different rips and tears had appeared from climbing trees, or stick fights, or whatever adventure my brother and I had discovered that day. The colors began to fade as well, from the numerous times I decided to wear it in the rain, or even jump in the water with it on. By the time I was in the 6th grade, not only was it basically a rag that I could only wear to bed, but it had become both itchy and constricting as my growing body filled it to maximum capacity. Class of 2017, I hope you will remember our experiences here at Goffstown High School like my size medium, tie-dyed Red Sox shirt. I hope you remember the fraying around the edges from late night studying or finishing big projects that we procrastinated. I hope you remember the rips and tears of our late night skip practices, sport practices, performance rehearsals, or any other club events. I hope you remember the time that you decided to just jump right into the open water and take that risk of making a new friend, or brightening someone's day, or doing something way out of your comfort zone. Most importantly, I hope that you feel that as you feel constricted by that shirt and decide to take it off and move on, that you remember everything that it took you through. Let Goffstown and our entire class be that shirt that will never be forgotten. For me, this is the easy part of the problem though. I have a lot of great memories and friends and family at Goffstown that I will never forget. The hard part was trying to figure out how to stay connected with that past and cherish it, and yet be able to move on to an exciting future. If you were asked how you feel about your future beyond Goffstown High School, most of you would probably describe a certain amount of both excitement and anxiety. The world outside of our comfortable tie-dyed t-shirt here at Goffstown is certainly a scary thought. It brings about a mix of a lot more freedoms and a lot more responsibilities that we have never had before. Many of you are probably itching to get out and try and make your mark, while others may be a bit more reluctant. Now, I could stand up here and tell you to work hard and be true to yourself and all that great stuff, but I know you heard it all before. What I can say to you is this: don't be afraid to find a new favorite t-shirt, one that is all bright and vibrant again with even more space to grow. However, it may feel as if we have to discard the old t-shirt and its memories in order to make room for the new one. This is where my true problem exists. It seems impossible to remember our ragged old t-shirt and all its memories while still creating that clean slate to begin our futures on. For a while, it felt like I had to choose whether I wanted to hold on to our past or embrace a new future. However, I think I was forgetting that there was a place where I could see and touch both things. That place is right here and right now in the present. Ralph Waldo Emerson said that if the stars should appear one night in 1,000 years, how would men believe and adore them? And yet every night come out these envoys of beauty and light the universe with their admonishing smile. Right now is a time to look at all the stars around us. They are the people who have gotten you to where you are. Your teachers, your administrators, your friends, and your families. And they are all here with you today. If you stick with them and the light that they give you in the present, you will be able to both remember the past that they gave you and embrace the future you will share with them and others. With that, I would like to leave you with a final quote from someone much more intelligent and published than myself. In the words of Michael Josephson, take pride in how far you've come, have faith in how far you can go, but don't forget to enjoy where you are. Thank you and congratulations, class of 2017.
Great job, Jacob. And now I would call to the stage the chorus, GHS Select Vocal Ensemble for performance of In My Life, conducted by Mr. Josh DeRoche. You've been great and I appreciate it. You can hit a few balls around. It is my distinct honor to call to the podium the valedictorian of the class of 2017, Katie Galetta.
Thank you, Mr. McBride. Good evening, everyone. Now, I've realized that if you guys are anything like me, you kind of just want to graduate already. And that if you in the audience are anything like my parents, you'd love to be home by 8:30 or so. So I promise I won't keep you for too long. Standing here with this very heavy medal around my neck, I'm sure some of you are hoping to hear my secret formula for success. If that's the case, then I'm afraid you'll be disappointed, because I really don't have one. In fact, one of the main reasons I'm standing here right now is because, as a freshman, my mom warned me that I might not be able to keep the #1 spot all 4 years of high school. Naturally, I had to prove her wrong. Here's to you, Mom. Other than that, though, the main thing driving me along has always been passion for learning and for my future. Almost anyone who knows me knows that I love marine biology. Now, I realize that at 17, 18 years old, not everyone has a passion. And that's perfectly okay, normal even. My dad always says that he still doesn't know what he wants to be when he grows up. But once you find your passion, that one thing that feeds your soul, I think it is our duty as human beings to pursue it. I first started falling in love with the ocean when I was 11 years old. My family was on a cruise and we went snorkeling at a coral reef. My dad and I started to stray from the group a little when all of a sudden I caught a glimpse of a sea turtle. We followed it around for a little while and it eventually brought us to an open area where there were 4 or 5 other turtles. Experiences like that stick with you, and my newfound love for snorkeling quickly turned into scuba diving. And a few years later, my dad and I got our diving certifications in Jamaica. The next summer, I spent 6 weeks at St. Paul's School's Advanced Studies program in the marine biology course, and by the end of that, I was hooked. Our class went on countless field trips, doing everything from banding seagull chicks on the Isles of Shoals to watching a whale necropsy in Rye. I'll be the first to say it did get a little gross at times, but the program was such a fun and rewarding experience that I wouldn't change it for the world. Naturally, when the time came for science fair experiments in AP Biology, I decided to look to the ocean for inspiration and designed a project with sea stars. I ended up having 14 sea stars in 3 different tanks at my house, and I cared for them over the course of 4 months. As you can tell, my love affair with marine biology has been one very exciting adventure. But as much as today is a day for celebration and anticipation of the future, it is also a day for reflection and appreciation. Every single person graduating today has had some sort of support system that has helped them get here. I have been afforded many opportunities to explore my passion, and it's all thanks to my wonderful parents. They were the ones who brought me to the beach every summer as a child. My dad is my favorite dive buddy. My mom was the one who first suggested that I go to St. Paul's and study marine bio. And they were supportive, loving, and just crazy enough to let me take over an entire room in our house for my sea stars. You see, just because it's your passion doesn't mean you need to go it alone. In order to make your dreams a reality, you have to continue to surround yourself with people who are willing to help you. I have been blessed to have had an army of people behind me every step of the way, and I'd like to take this time to express my gratitude. Obviously, my biggest shout out goes to my parents, because they have stood by me and encouraged the curiosity and hard work that got me to this point. I also need to thank people like Jess Brown, my favorite coach and second favorite mom, as well as my guidance counselor, Mrs. Sorodio, and all of the amazing teachers I've had throughout high school. There are far too many to name, but you know who you are. As we graduate today, I hope that all of you take the time to reflect and thank the people who have supported you and your passions. Thank your teachers and counselors for giving you the resources you needed to not only survive, but to thrive at Goffstown High School. Thank your friends, both past and present, for helping shape you into the person you are now. Thank your parents, of course, but also thank your siblings, because I have a feeling that no matter how annoying your little sister may be at times, you're definitely going to miss her hug attacks when you leave home. Most importantly, don't forget to thank yourself too, for having the grit and determination it takes to dream. Nothing worth having comes easy, and with following a passion comes facing countless obstacles. Goffstown High School class of 2017, I implore you to face those obstacles head on. In pursuing your dreams, be unashamed, be unafraid, and be unrelenting, and you will be unstoppable. Thank you.
Thank you, Katie. At this time, I would call forward your class officers for the presentation of the class gift.
We have decided to leave a donation to the school to go towards the beautification of the front of the school, where the new drainage system is being put in, as a gift from our class. We will now recognize our advisors, Mr. Bracey and Ms. Kofink.
Good evening. This is Jackson Brennan with your morning announcements. Our class advisors, Bracey and Kofink, have supported us through the ups and downs of our 4 years at GHS. We've had early mornings and late nights, and they've always been willing to work by our sides every step of the way. They've believed in our ability to lead independently and guided us when we needed their help and wisdom. They were patient with us and put up with our joke cracking and goofballing. Bracey and Kofink were mentors and role models to us and have helped us all grow.
These past 4 years have been much like a hike, a long, exhausting, and sweaty hike. Along the way, Bracey and Kofink had followed us as we navigated through unfamiliar territories. They believed in our ability to find our way, but were always close by when we were faced with an obstacle. And believe me, there were rivers to cross and rocks to climb. But standing here at the top of our mountain, after hours of hard work, I think we can agree the view is great and we have become wiser and stronger hikers.
Fun fact, Mr. Bracey is like a mom to all of us. He is a math teacher, a basketball coach, an actor, a tutor, a commentator, and most importantly, he's a friend. It all started back in 8th grade when he was our long-term Algebra 2 substitute, and the rest is history. He has been a great help to us in and out of the classroom, and he will always be remembered to us as one of the best teachers we've ever had.
Ms. Kofink is an English teacher, field hockey coach, and most importantly, a mentor. She's been there with creative ideas for every and any project we are working on as a class. Ms. Kofink may seem to be the more serious one in the group, but she is constantly cracking jokes and having a great time with us. We didn't know her going into our freshman year, but she quickly became one of our favorite people at Goffstown High School.
Thank you both. Thank you both so much for everything you've done for us. This hike with you both has been unforgettable.
It is my pleasure to be with all of you this evening celebrating the commencement of the Goffstown High School class of 2017. At this time, I would ask you to join me, even though it's already been done, I want to do it again, in recognizing the absolute outstanding faculty and staff sitting behind me this evening. Four members of the Goffstown High School community will be joining our graduates this evening as they embark on their retirement journeys. Mr. Ray Dumais has served for 17 years at Goffstown High School. Mr. Dan Perret has also served for 17 years at Goffstown High School. Mrs. Pat Fenna has served for 16 years at Goffstown High School. And Mr. Michael Malloy, only a kid, 10 years at Goffstown High School. We wish you all the best. Now, for the class of 2017. Tonight, I am finally taking my own advice that I often dispense to our student speakers. Less is almost always more. So my annual top 10 list of special recognitions has become my top 8 list. Number 8. At this time, I will recognize the 7 additional members who make up the Goffstown High School class of 2017 top 10. So joining Katie, and Katie please stand again, going to Bowdoin College, Katie Galetta, Jacob Borges, Worcester Polytechnic Institute, and Elizabeth Ronan, Smith College. Number 4, Hannah Thomas, Brown University. Number 5, Abigail Bono, Bentley University. Special happy birthday, 18th birthday to Abby. And I know of at least one other Laney, happy birthday. Laney's 18, or happy birthday as well, Laney Gekas. Number 6, Christina Choquette, College of the Holy Cross. Number 7, Emily Vayu, University of Pennsylvania. Number 8, Janelle Fasty, my old home, St. Anselm College. Number 9, Haley Schwinnard, the University of New Hampshire. Rounding out the top 10, number 10, Jacob Bryn-Doucette, Bryant University. Well done. Number 7, because lines are often arbitrary, I will continue my tradition of recognizing the next 10 students in the graduating class as well. Number 11, Alicia Anderson, Worcester Polytechnic Institute. Number 12, Melissa Mullen, the University of New Hampshire. Number 13, Caitlin LeDuc, University of Rhode Island. Number 14, Jenna McNeil, Marymount Manhattan College. Number 15, Samantha Lewis, Western New England University. Number 16, Anthony Pilot, University of New Hampshire. Number 17, Julia Paquette, the University of New Hampshire. Number 18, Sydney Lewis, Western New England University. Number 19, your president, Jackson Brandon, Keene State College. And number 20, Catherine McKim, Clark University. Number 6, great artwork and artists are synonymous with Goffstown High School. This year is absolutely no exception. This senior class has earned more local and state awards than any other class ever senior year, their whole 4 years. Our 4 art honors students have been in the forefront of accumulating these awards. Congratulations to Morgan Chase, Anna Duval, Samantha Kimball, and Gabe Lescart. We wish you all the best. One additional art recognition. Last week, Bailey Novakowski was awarded a National Gold Medal at Carnegie Hall. Her drawing was selected for recognition from a group of over 120,000 nationwide. Congratulations, Bailey. Number 5, over the past 4 years, under the guidance of our talented director of GTV, Mr. Adam McCune, the production of GHS programming has increased dramatically. In your freshman year, 2013-2014, we broadcast about 35 games and had approximately 6 volunteers. This year, we broadcast 105 games with 38 volunteers, again in 1 year. On the GTV YouTube channel, we had 27,000 views, accounting for 184,000 minutes watched. No student, from my perspective, in your class has been more instrumental in the proliferation of programming than Sarah McLaughlin. Please join me in recognizing and thanking Sarah for thousands of hours she has spent producing games, shows, and podcasts. Sarah will continue to pursue her passion of video production at Husson University in Bangor, Maine. Congratulations and good luck, Sarah McLaughlin. Number 4, the performing arts plays a large role at Goffstown High School. We have been fortunate to hear from our talented music department this evening. Please join me in thanking all of our talented seniors who have brought us culture over the last 4 years, as I ask for all of our thespians, dancers, and musicians to stand for one last curtain call at this time. Well done. Additionally, I will recognize the only 4-year All-State Award winner in the Performing Arts, Isabel Hills. Congratulations, Isabel. And a last big thank you to Emily Lescart, a very, very talented singer who dedicated nearly 140 hours this year working with our middle school vocalists. Best of luck, congratulations, and thank you, Emily. Number 3, athletics continues to be a point of pride at Goffstown High School. One student, Oliver Gunsky, won 2 individual state championships. Oliver won the 2017 indoor track in shot put and the 2017 outdoor track in discus. Oliver will be heading to the University of Rhode Island to compete on their NCAA Division I track team. Good luck and congratulations, Oliver. On the team state championship front, during your 4 years, 7 different titles from 7 different sports. Your freshman year, baseball. Your sophomore year, winter spirit and boys lacrosse. Your junior year, football and girls basketball. Your senior year, boys soccer and bowling. I would ask that all our student athletes who participated on any of these teams to please rise for recognition. Number 2, please join me now in thanking the following individuals who have chosen to serve our country through military service. United States Army, Heather Began. Heather has 10 more days before she ships off. In the U.S. Army, you can do your boot camp between your junior and senior year, and this young man is a soldier in the United States Army. Congratulations and thank you, Jacob Rubin. United States Army Reserves, Summer Cody. United States Army National Guard, Ethan Judd. Joining Ethan, Kyler Osborne. United States Air Force, Garrett Gifford. United States Marine Reserves, Trevor Allen. Trevor leaves Sunday for Parris Island. New Hampshire Air National Guard, Gabrielle Stinson. New Hampshire National Guard, Connor Nato. And this young man, United States Marine Corps, Mr. Joshua Tucker. Stand up. 35 pounds lighter, Josh is a super fit U.S. Marine, having just completed basic training on June 9th. Congratulations and thank you, Josh. If you're curious too, 16 pull-ups, that's his record right now. Number 1, I have chosen to have one of your classmates deliver the final words this evening. At this time, I would call to the podium Maddie Carlson.
Thank you, Mr. McBride. I am truly honored that you gave me the opportunity to speak in front of everyone here today and personally thank everyone for all the incredible things they've done for me. I'd like to start off by thanking you all from the bottom of my heart, to my fellow peers, family, faculty, and staff, and the entire Goffstown community. You have all been incredibly supportive of me during these past 2 years, and I'm graduating from Goffstown High School tonight, and you all helped make this possible. As most of you know, 2 years ago, I was diagnosed with Ewing sarcoma, which is a rare form of bone cancer and given a 30% survival rate. And my diagnosis went exactly like that. How is someone supposed to have a positive take on a horrible situation when given those odds? But I guess that was the point. Suddenly, I was a 16-year-old being treated like an adult. There were no more Band-Aids or sugarcoating. Everything was given to me as it was. I was forced to throw away my teenage life and exchange it for a grown-up one. And I'm gonna be honest, it wasn't easy and it really sucked. During these long 16 months of treatment, there's only so much I remember. But from what I do, it was a lot of repetition and a lot of horror. But as horrible as it was, I did pick up some pretty good life lessons that have taught me the value of life and have changed my life for the better. To start, I learned to embrace each day. Before my diagnosis, I never took advantage of the education and opportunities given to me. I would go to school each day and be dying for the bell to ring at 2:41 so that I could go home or be anxiously waiting for the weekend or the next school vacation. Then before I knew it, I was dying at Dana-Farber, praying that I would make it to tomorrow. There was suddenly a new meaning to seeing my family or going home and sleeping in my own bed. Or after spending long weeks in Boston just thinking about the next time I would get to snuggle my dogs. It's the little things life gives you that you really don't appreciate until they are so fastly taken away from you. But most importantly, I have learned to take one day at a time. I've always been a person with a plan, planning every next move so that I would be prepared, and there's nothing wrong with that. But sometimes not everything goes as planned. Now that I've been through everything I have, it has taught me to slow down and focus on the short-term goals. If I would have began my treatment by thinking about the 16 months of chemo, radiation, and surgeries ahead of me, then I never would have been able to get through it all. But just knowing that I could get through a day of long treatment, I knew that I could get through tomorrow, and the day after that, and the day after that, and so on. What we all need to do is be grateful to be around the people we love each day. Because it might seem impossible, but tomorrow you could be clinging on to the ability to hold on to that. Just last week, I lost one of my best friends to this awful disease, and she wasn't the first person I've lost and won't be the last. And I know I'm not the only person that has lost someone close to me, which makes this all more meaningful. Lastly, I would like to thank everyone around me that has helped me to get where I am today. First, my family for always supporting me and holding my hand through the most terrifying times of my life. I really don't know how you guys do everything you do and have stayed so strong these past 2 years. Also, my friends who have stayed by my side through it all. As cliche as it sounds, I really wouldn't be here without you guys. You have been the people who have made this odd, to say the least, situation somewhat normal and have kept me sane through my worst. To my classmates, teachers, community, thank you. Thank you for the endless support and love you continue to give me every day. There were so many times that I just wanted to give up and where the days just seemed so long like they would never end. But then I would think about you all and how much you all rallied behind me, and I would get through whatever obstacle was thrown at me. I cannot explain to you how much this means to me. And I stand here today, 8 months cancer-free, knowing that I wouldn't be here without you all. Thank you so much. I am so thankful to live in a small town where everyone is so supportive of each other. The love and support you all continue to show me have shaped me into a better person and has completely changed my perspective on life. Please don't leave all the love you have when we all part our ways. You help make the world a better place with it. So, class of 2017, as we sit here anxiously waiting for our diplomas and to never look back at high school, take a moment to take it all in. Look around and appreciate the life you've been given and the people around you, because some people aren't as lucky as us to be here. We are young, healthy, and about to be high school graduates, so let's take advantage of that. We are all here for a reason, so let's not leave without one. Let's go make the world a better place. Thank you.
Great job, Maddie. To the Goffstown High School class of 2017, congratulations. We will definitely miss you. We are proud of you all. Have a great evening.
Please join me in welcoming to the podium class advisors, Nate Bracey and Caitlin Kofink, for the presentation of diplomas.
Katie Joy Galetta. Jacob Oliver Borges. Elizabeth Eileen Cronin. Hannah Rose Thomas. Abigail Elise Bona. Christina Marie Choquette. Emily Kate Vayu. Janelle Elizabeth Vassy. Kaylee Ann Chenard. Jacob Sharon Britton Doucette. Jackson Walter Brannon. Nicholas Charles Madison. Nicola Anastasia Isaiah. Hunter D. Aldenberg. Eric Michael Choquette. Pamela Jaimar Castillo Diaz. Molly Joy McNeely. Kaylee Margaret Notterman.
Sarah Elizabeth Allard. Trevor James Allen. Alicia D. Anderson. Taryn Elizabeth Antuono. Abigail C. Audess. Lydia Adele Barrett. Brandon R. Bartolucci. Lauren Elizabeth Bole. Heather Elizabeth Began. John P. Belmore. Tiernan D. Benoit. Elizabeth Marie Berthium. Peyton D. Bickford. Chantel A. Bolduck. Alyssa Aaron Bork. Darby Winter Bowen. Mitchell William Bowers. Arden Hadley Brennan. Mikhail Bridgman. Casey Lambert Britton Doucette. Alice Louise Butcher. Elizabeth Grace Byam. Hunter Callahan. Andy Campagna. Aiden Frederick Campbell. Nicholas G. Cardarelli. Madeline Rose Carlson. Franklin Jameer Casio Diaz. Jasmine Castro. Rebecca M. Shabbat. Morgan Ray Chase.
Mandy Chen. Emily E. Klickner. Sydney Taylor Cogswell. Kylie Evelyn Cooley. Alyssa M. Corbeil. Joseph P. Coskren. Jordan Joseph Cassette. Adam M. Cody. Summer Cody. Logan Michelangelo Kucher. Alexa M. Cox. Hannah Emily Crowell. Casey R. Couples. Brian Nash Courier. Zachary A. Curtis. Casey Jennifer Dalton. Patrick Wesley Dalton. Kirsten P. Dana. Grace Elizabeth Danielson. Lauren Ashley Danis. Amber Jade Davis. Caitlin Day. Fiona Joy Delisle. Elizabeth Tatum DeRochemont. Robert M. Dever III. Alexia Ray Davini. Matthew Joseph Dodge. Patrick Willard Dodge. Paige Dolbear. Serena L. Dutton. Anna Duval. Timothy Essig.
Brendan Joseph Gorman. Morgan A. Fielder. Maggie McGlenn Fifield. Christian Dale Filto. Abigail Marie Flagel. Mason M. Foley. Richard C. Forcier. Rachel Marie Foss. Kylie Laura Francis. Hannah Elizabeth Gagney. Olivia Renee Gagney. Jared Cameron Gagnon. Taylor Zuri Gagnon. Jeffrey Donald Gamache. Alyssa Monica Garcia. Helena Nicole Getkes. Hunter K. Gendron. Anna Christine Giconti. Garrett Thomas Gifford. Sean T. Gilchrist. Sierra Gilmore. Maeve Ann Grant. Greg William Granville. Kyle Gravette. Oliver M. Gunsky. Christina Elizabeth Gustafson. Natalia Loren Hall. Ryan Frederick Patrick Hall. Ashley Tyler Hollowell. Stephen Hanneberg. Montana Harris.
Ryan Matthew Hartnett. Tarek Hassick. Ellis B. Hatch. Ryan Michael Hayes. Kaylin C.A. Peters. Madison Rosemary Hebert. Joshua M. Peter. Samuel S. Heidenreich. Brooke Elizabeth Perlica. Elizabeth Marie Herod. Joseph W. Houston. Isabel Faye Hills. Emily M. Holmes. Mariah Marie Hood. Abby Angelica Poole. Zachary Joseph Poole. Jacob Mitchell Hunt. Paul Gabriel Hunt. Peter James Hunt. Dylan John Ayers. Claire Ives. Lucas Eric Jones. Ethan R. Judd. Madeline Keith. Alexander Owen Kelly. Julia Ann Kilmister. Samantha B. Kimball. Sarah Nicole King. Hannah A. Kloiber Bravo. Jesse A. LaFlamme Lesto. Alexis Marie O. Lansdowne. Max Dante LaPointe.
Raymond Wayne LaRue III. Sarah Jean Lasella. Allison Celeste LaValle. Javier Alejandro Lazo. Caitlin Elizabeth Ann LaDuke. Kaylee Elizabeth Leitner. Alicia Felicity Lemire. Alyssa Ellen Leonard. Emily Ray Lescart. Gabriel Lescart. Haley C. Lemeries. Jordan M. Lewis. Samantha Lewis. Sydney Lewis. Alexis M. Little. Alyssa Lynn Lombardi. Bailey R. Lord. Gavin John McEntee. Libby Grace Machakos. Nicole M. McLellan. Richard William Manzo. Dakota L. Martell. Samuel Joseph Martell. Christopher James Martin. Allison Faith McArdle. Peyton Rose McBride. Sarah McLaughlin. Catherine G. McKim. Ryan T. McLaughlin. Jenna Elizabeth McNeil. Kate Elizabeth Mizorski.
Nathan Moody. Nicholas Christopher Moquin. Cody Kenneth Morrell. Grayson C. Morin. Kyle R. Morin. Mia Callahan Morin. Liam Fitzgerald Morris. Colin Richard Mower. Melissa Danielle Mullen. Jose Antonio Munoz III. Ryan M. Murphy. Gavin Joseph Myers. Connor D. Nato. Nicholas M. Nault. Nicole Alexandra Nett. Carabeth Norgland. Bailey Danielle Novakoski. Paige Olivia O'Halloran. Nigel Obini Emesi Okariki. Tyler Nicholas Osborne. Julia M. Paquette. Kaylin Jane Paquette. Ariana Ruth Parkinson. Shane R. Parks. Tanya Permkit Paisarn. Maggie Elizabeth Perrin. Kira Peverada. McKenna Kimberlyn Philippon. Hannah Poloni. Anthony Philip Pilot.
Tyson M. Prescott. Dominic Dean Prevey. Gabrielle Anya Proxa. Jacob R. Provost. Megan Purcell. Riley Allen Putnam. Michael R. Queen. Jennifer A. Quigley. Lindsay May Radel. Tyler Gayton Riandu. Gage Michael Riley. Cassander C.E. Robin. Chloe E. Robinson. Glenn Lee Rogers. Holly Ruth Rollins. Eden Day Rothstein. Julia Rourke. Carrie Ann Roy. Jacob Joseph Rubin. Tiana Marie S. Ryder. Hannah Scanlon. Jodeci C. Scanlon. Jacob Michael Schaffner. Colton B. Seidel. Anna Rose Seward. Hannah Rose Shanahan. Nicholas Paul Schultz. Corey K. Siegfried. Michael B. Semez. Eric Raul Silvestre. Ethan R. Skinner. Tyler James Small.
Sean T. Smith. Haley Elizabeth Soares. Emma E. Susi. Rebecca E. M. Spalding. Jocelyn Kelly St. Ange. Kate Stanchel. Brian Ethan Stewart. Harry Bradbury Stinnett. Gabrielle Faith Stinson. Giacomo Alfredo Today. Sarah Emily Tadman. Natasha Elizabeth Tortorelli. Joshua Jacob Tucker. Tyler J. Tullis. Austin M. Turner. Lauren Elizabeth Vickery. Jennifer M. Vo. Cameron Waller. Brianna Marie Welch. Devin Medora Willard. Nathaniel J. Wooding. Matthew Paul Woodward. Troy Michael Wooden. Joshua Lyle Wright. Courtney Lynn Winans. Colin John Wynn. Alexis Marie Leanakopoulos. Julia Elizabeth Yost. Lindsay Ann Yuska. Alexa Lynn Zankowicz.
Okay, I might get in trouble for this. Could you sit down real quickly for 1 sec? Sorry. I love you. I'd rather be right than interrupt. I'm interrupting because I missed one and I shouldn't. So Nate Wooden, could you stand up? Nate's going to Temple, U.S. Army, ROTC. Nate Wooding. Go back to where you were before I interrupted.
Graduates. Please move your tassels from right to left.
I present to you the Goffstown High School class of 2017.